Hey everybody, we're gonna continue my video now. I just realized something also. Apparently I've been using the wrong microphone for the past 3 videos. Only the first video had the correct headset microphone being used. The rest of them just didn't use that. I used my webcam video, which in turn did not work out too well. Now, before I continue on with Shelly and continue with the rest of her basic attacks, I'm gonna rip her icicle effects here, these ones, because I looked at Kula's and they aren't exactly the best of things, and they're not what I want to use, so I'm just gonna rip her default original ones. I can make it work good too, so it'll be good. Let's start with the basic ripping process. Paint on the right, I draw on the left, whatever makes you feel comfortable. This works wonders for me. Now let's see. So start with this one. It's a small little icicle, I gotta say. Okay, erase that, save, ice. Oops, okay, good. Ice. There we go, much better. It's bigger, at least. Ice. White ice. Do, 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 do. Now, there aren't a lot of frames to this, that's the reason why I'm showing you this process. However, you can skip ahead if you want to. I mean, this really wouldn't take me too long to do. So, I'm gonna try to finish up all her basic stuff in this video. It probably may not be as long as the others, I don't know, I'm doing this totally on the fly. Okay, so, there. Okay. Good. Ice 004. Aha, the ice crumbles. But wait, why get that ice when I can get this ice? Because look, they're both crumbling, and they're both the same, except this one's mirrored. So I'll take it, paste it, flip it around. Perfect. Nice, 005. And I believe, okay, 2 more. This one, and then nice, 006. This one. And that's that. Good. So, now that's over with, we're gonna add this to her character in Fighter Factory. Now, if you remember in the last video, I kind of did the command file and CNS file like really quick by copying and pasting the previous one attack code that I made, and then alter it a little bit to make it work. And that's all. That's one of the easiest ways to really do it, and it works really well. That's 500, so we'll put this say 510, just to keep it in that range of 500 being the number for effects and arrows and stuff. So ice. This. Okay. Now we're gonna align this to the bottom center. So it'll be, when we flip it horizontally and stuff, it won't be a problem. 510, align to bottom, crop before. But good. Let's see. I guess, what the hell is that? Oh, maybe similar sprites. I don't know. Down here like this. Okay. A little shining effect there, never hurt. Okay, good. Then the cookie crumbles. Maybe like that. Let's see. Let's see how this looks first before we decide what to use. So it'll be like, achang, good. That'll work. So animation, before we continue, let's also add the animation in here so it's already done. Now I know I told you to use the same sets of animation for stuff like this, but I think I'm forgetting something. I am. Okay, add 520. Yeah, I told you to use the same animation numbers and for the animation, like the same group numbers to use for the same animations, but you know, procrastination's like key in life. 508, 8 to 17. Okay. Ice, arrow, hit. 508, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, no, 16, and 17. Have this play 2 speed, and that's the hit spark. Huh. I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. Well, this is what I'm going to do. This is just something I like to do myself. I'm going to add the last frame several other times and add transparency to it. So that's, then this would be, well, I'll hit this button to make it trans all the others as well. That's the original, that's the trans, but we're going to use 228. 32. Good. Then 196, 128. Okay, 64. Not 32. And this will be 96. This would be 28. So it's gonna hit like that, then fade out. I know it doesn't look right now. That's because if you look at the background color, it's kind of like some kind of bluish gray, so it won't look right anyways. But it'll look better in Mugen when you actually see it. So that's what I forgot to do last time, and now I'll add the other, the icicle spikes, which will be 30. Give it a little space, you know. So ice spikes, group 510, name it 0. The time I'll leave. Again, I forgot how many frames it has, so I'll just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that, no, no. Okay, good. Make this say 3. Since this is the frame where it's like not shining anymore before it breaks, I'm gonna make this the not really, oh shit, 50. Not really the attack frame, but rather the frame where it stays still and lasts a bit long. So this is the attack frame right here. So big old red box. You know, I don't even need 2. I could just put 1. You can put 1 as long as you like sensorize it in a way so it makes total sense. You know, definitely get the tip. You don't have to get this end piece here because think of it like you can never really hit that end piece, you know. And do that. Now I'll take the CLSN2. CLSN2 is the blue box, and use that. So actually I'll turn this to default so I won't have to use it here. Yeah, so the default works like ching. But of course for these type of frames, oh god, I should stop making this a default. Okay, so not default. Not anymore. You know what? Okay, there, there, there. I guess I'll make this also the attack because it's very active and it's just out there like that. Then it just collapses with no hitboxes because it's collapsing. You don't want to hit it, you know. Let's see. And the last frames here, I did this. So I'll copy this, paste it here for the last frames, and I'll more or less copy the numbers. 10, 10, 10, 7, 7, 7, I'll leave the times, the ticks, I'll leave that alone. So it'll be like this. So it'll attack up, break, and fade out. Let's hope that fade works properly. Anyways, now, let's just take a quick gander at the character first before we know what we're getting into. Let's see. So, this is X, this is Y. Ah, lag. So, X, Y, Z. Cha! Okay. So, first off, let's do the the Z command. Now, what we need here is a projectile code. So, we're going to scroll through this list of projectile stuff, look for projectile, there we go. Now, most of this stuff you can ignore, except the ones you really need, which I will show you. Give me a second. I can erase all of this. I can erase the PAL effects. Number hits, kill, fall kill, hit once. Hit once is very important for a move where there are multiple collision boxes, where you just want it to hit once. ID, bounce, fall I'll consider putting in. We don't want the player to be forced into a stand or custom states. None of this stuff. Okay. We use air guard, not the air guard, sorry. I'll probably need that for something else though, but all these corner push vel off codes here, this is in case you corner the character and you do the attack, that your player won't be pushed off the side. And since it's not really the player being the one doing the attack, it's the projectile, you don't want the projectile to like slide off after being shot down, you know, or whatever it's gonna do. YXL no, guard is blah 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 blah. So we need that. We need that. Okay, so hit time will be 20. Velocity from hitting by this thing will be like -3 and -4. So the icicle will basically hit you back. 3 and 3. Icicle will basically hit you back. Air velocity will be the same values. Guard hit, blah blah blah. Slide time, 15. Now I'm just putting values here. I mean, this really doesn't matter because the projectile is going to knock him down. So if we want the move to knock him down, use fall equals 1. That'll knock him down for sure. I don't know what that is. Okay, now the way this move is, she shoots arrows to the ground and then it hurts the player. So we're gonna set this to low because it's a low attack. It's the air, so it's gonna be a low attack as well. But I don't think this really affects the characters. Once they're in the air, they have their own set of like controls for how their animation is dealt. Sound, spark, guard spark, not yet. Oh, it's all 0 for now, so that's okay. Guard pause time. Pause time would be 0 and 4. This way the animation for the projectile is not stopped, and you know the player will be stopped. The opponent will be stopped. Damage would be it's a random spike in the floor. No, did I say arrow for this? I meant spike in the floor. Okay, let's see. It's the basic button, and it's gonna be a single projectile on both sides that doesn't move and hurts. So I guess 50 damage would be fine. Priority for this hit would be 4 if it hits. Fallback animation, air animation would be heavy. For chibi characters, I recommend using medium and heavy and not light because you just really wouldn't, need such a thing. Guard flag. MA stands for middle, which also is equal to low and high. So I can hit low and high with an M, and the A is for air, so I can hit them if they're in the air, and they can block it if it's in the air. Hit flag is also the same. Middle, which is high and low. Air for air, obviously, and F is for falling. So if they're falling and I press Z, she can shoot the floor, and the spikes can come up and hit the player. And this is going to be a standing, special, normal projectile. And that's all from the hit def stuff. So out of all those codes, this is all I really need for the hit def. Now, I don't need after image stuff. That stuff doesn't really work. It works, but it doesn't work the way you want it to. It's kind of ugly most of the time. Pose type is position type. Offset will be arranged. Projectile height, blah blah blah. Doesn't need priority. Okay, projectile priority. This is basically a range of imagine a number line. It goes across. Now say you shoot a 5 or a 5 priority projectile and I shoot a 4 priority projectile. Your 5 would eat my 4 and yours will have 1 left, in terms of math. So my 4 will be taken away from your 5 and then you have 1. So if I shoot another projectile within that time frame, my 4 is going to eat your 1 and be left with 3. So it'll keep going, if you understand what I just said. One hit, it's going to hit 1 time. It's going to be 4 is like the default value, I believe. I think the max priority number you can put is 9 or 8. And this is sprite priority. We'll keep the arrow in front of her. Velocity, what is it, velocity multiplier or something, or manipulation? We don't need to mess with that. We don't need any acceleration. We don't need remove velocity. Velocity we need though. No, we don't need this actually either. Okay, projectile remove time, -1 means infinite. It's not gonna remove itself, it's gonna infinitely keep playing. So we'll put -2. -2 means to remove itself when the animation is over. So once this animation for the ice is at this last frame, at the last tick, 34, it's gonna kill itself. Now cancel animation, don't have any. Okay, trigger one would be, let's look for this state. Z, 210. Okay, animation 210 and animation number 7. 7 is the attack. So animation element equals 7. If you want a good place to look for triggers, you can always check the Mugen docs folder, which I can't find. Okay, there we go. Mugen docs folder, and just open the triggers HTML document. And this is a list of all the triggers in Mugen. Without the fancy coding, it's just everything listed like one by one with explanation of what they are. Let me see if I can get this to open. Okay, these are all the triggers Mugen can handle. It looks like a lot, but it's really not. Now we're going to use animation element. So go up to a animation. Okay. So you see, anim elm. Get the animation time elapsed since the start of the specific. Blah, blah, blah. You can read this on your own time, but basically, here's an example. Examples are good. Trigger 1 equals anim elm equals 2. True on the first game tick to that player's animation is on element 2. The equivalent to say trigger 1 equals animation element 2 time equals 0. See? So if you just read the docs at some places, you will understand so much more. So we're going to use frame 7, which is the attack. Projectile ID is going to be 210. I like to name the IDs based off the same state that it is. The projectile animation will be, let's see, where is that? Nope. 530. So we'll put 530. The hit animation, I did not plan that far ahead, so I'll use 1. And I think this is remain or remove animation. Let me see. Okay, I don't know what that is actually. I'll just delete it. Scale will be 1 so it plays like on the default scale. Projectile remove is if the projectile hits, will it remove itself? Yes or no? And no, it will not remove itself. When is it going to remove itself? It's going to remove itself when the time is over. So that makes sense, right? Now let's just take a quick look at this. I have it positioned on the player, so when she does it, she'll shoot straight down and it'll spike up to the left. See? She aims straight down, shoots, spikes up to the left, and fades out. See, it's a good fade. It just looks funny because of the background. But you also notice that there's a little space here, so I have to lower that definitely. Okay, so here it's down, 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 down. Okay. Good. So we have that working. What we need to do now is change the offset to move it. Offset is positioning on the offset is positioning based off the position type. We're using player 1 as the position type, so imagine player 1's axis is 0, 0. No matter where they are, they're 0, 0. So offset would be, this is the x value and this is the y value. The x-axis is going to be, left and right, y is up and down. We need to move it to the left because this is a left facing spike, so we'll use negative 20 because she's like a chibi character, she's small. And we'll fill this in later. Now I'll copy it, paste it again. Now go up here and I'll copy all of this stuff. Make a new image. This will be 535. Ice spikes right. This is ice spikes left. Okay. I gotta move these boxes. No! Crapola. When you do that in Fighter Factory, it craps out and dies. Never single click. Man, I don't even know how far I am with the progress now. I gotta... nuts! That's probably the one major flaw about Fighter Factory. Alright, let me test her and see what she can do. Hopefully she does the attack at least, then that'll mean I'm not that far behind. Come on, Shelly. Ice! Yes! Good, and the ice is on the proper distance on the floor too. Awesome. I see I missed a couple frames on that ice there. Well, that's kind of good, at least I saw an error. There we go. Alright, so back to the animation. Like it never happened. And this is another reason why it's good to save constantly, because this could have really been a problem for me otherwise. And thankfully it's really not. So I'll arrange those a little down. Oh, this button's great. Copies the previous CLSNs. Okay, that's that. So copy all of this. Go here. Okay. Ice spikes left. New 535 again. Ice spikes right. Now I'll go to the first frame, flip horizontally, and apply to every frame. So, haha! However, now the hitboxes need fixing. So I'll move it over like that. Okay, just like before. Good. So, now for Command Z. We got this. Now we'll copy this all again. Paste it below itself. And change the animation from 530 to 535. Change the offset from 0 to 20. 20 is right because it's a positive number, and we're going to set this one to negative 20 again. So this is up here on the left. So now when she does the attack, you're going to see her shoot the ground and two ice cubes will appear from the left and right. And yes, I said ice cubes. That's what it is. See? Cha! Ching! I see how it affects Kung Fu Man. Ooh! Now, personally, I wouldn't use any hit sparks on the projectile. Yeah, it looks really good. Maybe actually, yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, I wouldn't use any hit sparks here because all the hit sparks here are irrelevant to something. To the wait a second, how is this working? I forget. I think this is irrelevant to the whole projectile and the projectile's positioning. So no matter where the projectile hits them, it'll appear only in this positioning, which could be awkward sometimes. So we're just gonna stay clear of that. Now, before I continue with the air commands and the air arrows, I'm going to work on the X, X, and Y, Y command. So I'll copy X, paste it below itself, rename it to X2. This is going to be renamed to X1. Take Y, paste it below itself. This is going to be referred to as Y2 and Y1. And Z is just Z, because Z is alone. Alright, so I'll rename this to 101. All of this becomes 101. 101. 101. This will be 206. 206. 206. 206. Now, let's see. Okay, so the first hit in X is going to be the slapping thing. So this is the first hit in X. Acha! And then the second hit at X, the XX is going to be a bow fire. So that's 215. Now, see, the numbers here can be confusing because I'm not using them the way I said I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them the way I normally like to code my stuff. So X1 is that, X2 is this. All of this is good. Okay, so we don't need to hit diff anymore because it's not a physical hit. It's more like she's shooting arrows. So I'm going to copy my omnipotent projectile code, which has state 0. I just leave it as 0 because I'm going to copy and paste it everywhere. And paste it and change the values. So let's find a straight arrow. Okay, 500 is that, and the hit spark is 520. So projectile will be animation 500. I'll change the ID to 201. And the hit spark will be, let me see if this works right. It's going to be 520. Okay, and it won't be animation 7. No. It's going to be animation 4. Okay, save that. Oh wait, I forgot to do the thing. Okay, so I'll copy the change state, paste it here, change the trigger. This is also important. So the trigger is going to be command equals X ampersand ampersand, which means and. Both sides have to be true. So command has X. You have to press X. That has to be true, and move hit. So contact. Actually, you know what the better trigger for this is? Time. Okay, so see, 15.6 is by the end of this frame. The ticks number is always at the end of the frame, so this is 4, this is 4 ticks. This is 4, this is 8 ticks. So 4 and 4 makes 8. Now, the end of this is 15, so we're going to make, instead of move contact, which means if the move is hit or block, she can, apply for this change state to go to the next state. But instead we're going to use time is greater than 11, because 15 subtract 15 subtract 4 is 11. So from the time she enters this frame, I can switch her over to enter this attack frame, like that. And that is going to change to 201, and she will not have control. So let's see this code again. I have to go over and add a vel set because it's a projectile, so it needs a velocity. No, velocity equals, let's try 3 and 0. The reason I'm using 4, sorry, whoops, woo. I'm using 0 because she's not shooting upward or anything. She's shooting straight in line. So let's see how this works. Okay, so you see her shooting it, but the arrow is just like killing itself. There she is. There's the arrow by her feet. It's like a split second. So it will be removed, yes. And see, all you do is you copy and paste things and you alter them a little bit just to make it work for what you want them to do. Remove time will be... I don't think I need to remove time. Let me see. What happens if I erase that? Okay, and let me see her offset. She doesn't need it behind her. She needs it above her, like say, -30 would be like probably by her hand. No, you know what? I think 40 is by her hand. And then she needs it, say, let's try 20 pixels in front of her. So, it'll go 40 pixels up and 20 pixels in front. At least that's what I think it'll do. Let's find out. Yeah, it's about right. trigger is kind of hard to really do that. Okay, and okay. Good, good, good. So this needs to be like, I think 17. I'm just guessing numbers here really, so you don't have to hold me to this. I need the arrow faster. The arrow's a bit slow, which you don't want. You know, you don't feel the impact of it. And these codes here, ENV shake, this is environment shake. So these codes will more or less make everything shake and look very destructive, so to speak. So it's gonna shake for say 10 seconds, 10 ticks. Frequency will be 90, amplifier will be 120, phase will be 2. I don't know what the hell these numbers are. This is the numbers I've seen like Kung Fu Man or somebody, and I've just always used them ever since. I probably mixed them up just now, but let's see how this works out for me. How far am I? 30 minutes. Okay, good. So, whoa, that's too much. Look at that. That's intense shake right there. Okay, so frequency, not that much. You know what, I'm gonna open one of my other characters and see what they have. Okay, Raging Ken. His strong punch. Okay, it's not there for that. Hadouken. Oh, okay, I did have it wrong, so I'll just copy and paste that here. Okay, good. It works for Raging Ken perfectly fine, so I'm gonna assume that it works for her too. So I'll just save that quickly and check it. Now, I know a long time ago when I first made the first video I said this is not a tutorial, but I take that back. This is a tutorial. Surprise, surprise, guys. And this being a tutorial, I hope you learned something from it. There we go. That looks better. Yeah! Ooh. But see, the way this works, it's hard to really pull that off. I mean, if you hit him, yeah, you can easily pull it off. But if you don't hit him, you kind of can't. Uh-oh. Okay, so it needs to appear there. The arrow needs to appear there, and then she fires it off, obviously. So let me see. I'll make the arrow faster. Say 9, just because I like the arrow fast. This is that annoying sound you keep hearing, which you probably don't want to hear anymore. Okay, now I'm going to add an exploit code. Exploit codes are used for effects and only effects, nothing else. Exploits do not attack. People attack. Now, let's see. Okay, so by 9 ticks, she's like this. So I'm going to use time equals 9. Time is irrelevant to actual Mugen time, not frame animation or anything. And it's also irrelevant to the number of ticks while she's in this state. So we're going to use time equals 9. Animation is going to be the arrow animation, which is 500. ID will be the same number as the exploit. That's what I like to do. It's my thing. Position will be -41. 17, the same as the projectile summoning area. Pause type is irrelevant in a Mugen apparently nowadays. It says it's deprecated, so I guess they'll take it out eventually. But I think this is the most useful thing in Exploit because you could just position so many things better. Facing, don't need to worry about. V facing, don't need to worry about. Bind time, -1, just so it binds with her all the time. Random, we don't need a different position. Val setter acceleration. Remove time is going to be, let's see, so she's here for 10 ticks. So remove time will be 10. Pause, remove time, nope. Scale, yep. Sprite priority will be 3. On top of all sprites, nope, not needed. Shadow, not needed at all. Own palette. I'll put it to 1, but I don't think this is really relevant now because of SFF2. Remove on get hit. This is important because if you're adding effects to a character and she gets hit or he gets hit, you don't want the effect to linger there, you know? You want the effect to go away when the player's hit, so it doesn't look like some crazy shit's going on when nothing's really going on. So let's see how this works. Yeah. Okay, so the arrow appears now and everything, but it's a tad low, you know? So, whatever value I change this, I'm going to change this, because it's the same animation, so it's going to be the same alignment. So let's try 45. Yeah. This should work out much better than before. See, it looks like she's holding the arrow now. It's glowing a little bit, and she just shoo fires. Yeah, that still looks like super duper slow for some reason. I gotta, 14. I mean, how slow can it look at 14 velocity? And by the way, the physics here is not irrelevant to the projectile. The projectile has its own stuff. There we go. Cha! Good. And you see, when the projectile hits, it explodes into that hit spark. And the hit spark fades out. So that's good. Now let's see. That and that. Good. See? That's awesome, right? So let me see. For the first one, I'm going to make the hit time 30. Because I want him to stay in his hurt frame long enough for me to pull the bow out and hit him for a 2-hit combo. Let's see. See? 2-hit combo. Just because I made the hit time longer. So, see? He stays in his hurt state longer, gives me time to pull the bow and bang! Right in the shins. Good. That was the straight arrow. Now for the Y arrow. Since I did the projectile code already, copy pasta. Who doesn't love copy pasta? I'll take the X-Plot with me too. Get rid of the hit def and the place sound. We don't need that stuff. No more. Now, animation. It's gonna be okay. 510. So she's gonna use 510 this time. Velocity is going forward, but it's also going up. So we'll use -14 as well. So it goes like straight up into the air. Yeah. Ching. 510 for this, 510 for that. Now let's see how this positioning works for the projectile. This may come out much sooner than before because I didn't change the triggers, so the time is totally warped for this attack. You know what? I didn't even make the change state, so it wouldn't work anyways. We'll copy this change state, paste it here, rename it. This is going to be Y, and this is going to be 06, but I'll make this shorter so it'll be like 8. And this one will be 8 also. This way it gives you more ample time to combo it easier. Okay, now see the ground XX is just a slap and an arrow, and the Y is going to be a slap and an upward arrow. Oh. Okay, I forgot to change the animation as well. 205, this will be, what is this going to be? YY is 220. Okay, so this will be 220. Again, I didn't look at the correct animation for the triggers or time, so that's going to kind of blow. But, let's see. See, the time is too fast. It cancels out the first attack if you push it fast enough, which we don't want, so. Haha, how's that look for you? Slap in the air, projectile up the ass. Let's see. So, obviously the projectile is in the wrong position, but however, the animations worked out pretty well with the timing. Look at that. Oh no, wait. 3, 8, so it does appear on 9. And it fires on 4. Yeah, the triggers are correct. That's amazing. Alright, so we gotta just alter the position to make this work right. Well, first let me change that thing. So, let me see. Her animation for the first Y button is spin around. Okay, time greater than 22? How does this end? It ends like her facing that way. So having her face this way is just totally strange. Okay, so I guess time will be greater than 10, 18. That's just the value I'm making up. I don't know if it works. We're gonna trial and error it. Trial and error is the way I learned how to code in Mugen. It works wonders if you learn from it as well. It's a better learning experience to me than reading someone's tutorial who you just get confused about. That's the reason why I'm making these video tutorials actually, because then people can't say I can't understand what the tutorial is talking about. If you put debug mode on, at the corner down here you'll see the time. Well, let's see if I can get like a dark patch. There, you see the time running? That's the amount of time she's in that current frame. So she's been in a stand frame for 100 and 100 and something ticks. Now it works great for attacks too. This is 12, 17, and it just goes over. So I will put 18, 14. Okay, I'll put 14. That's going to be her chain. So after the initial slap into the air, she can pull the arrow out and shoot it right away. See, that worked out pretty well. Minus the arrow's positioning. So let's work in the arrow's positioning. Okay, so this is another good thing. You can take a screenshot pressing F12, close out Mugen, open up that screenshot in Paint, zoom in like real crazy like, and you can just like do things like this. Now remember, I have hit the arrow aligned at the center here for the middle ones, so it's like here and here. So to move this way, we need 24 by 29. So we need to go up by say 29 pixels and go over to the left 24 pixels. At least that's my theory. Let's see if it works. So we're gonna go up by 24 pixels, 69, and go over by 24. So 53. I have no idea. I'm guessing right now. Okay. Yeah, that could be a way too high a value, but let's just see how it works. And what I'm aiming for is I'm just trying to get it to be in her hand correctly to make it look right and natural. Oh no, that's way over. Okay, let's not try that 24. Okay, this is the fun part. Trialing and erroring it. Maybe I should change this value too. Yeah, I should change the X-plot because the X-plot shows first, right? So it makes sense to actually mess with the X-plot. Yeah. Okay, so this will be 24. Mugen takes so long to load when I record stuff. Yes. Aha, look at that. Okay, so it's too high, obviously, this time. So let's try 60 and what looks like it could be 34. So 60 and 34 are values that we want to use. Let's hope it works. Almost there. Okay, so it's not 69, it's rather maybe 50, 58. And I'm pretty anal with these numbers, believe it or not. That's just the reason why I put so much work into alignment with projectiles and stuff. Okay, good. It's just way over to that side, so negative 10 is the value I'm going to try and see how well it works for me or whatever. Okay, it's over there. So let me try 0. Of all values, I think 0 might be the most surprising one. So hey, who knows? Maybe it's the right value I'm looking for. Oh, it's almost right. 5. Negative 58. Okay, so now she shoots arrows forward and up and down, which is the spikes. And next I need to do the air arrows. So beautiful, look at that. Chung. Good, so hit in the air, ice in the ass. Slap in the face, ice in the balls. Ouch. And just shoots the floor because she feels angry at the floor. Damn you, floor! Die, die, die! I will extend those out a little bit just to give her... Actually, no, I think I won't because you don't want to make them too cheap by giving them too much distance on priority with some moves. Alright, next we'll do the air ones. How much time do I have? 46. Okay, kind of pushing the video here with this one. Let's see. Air attack. Okay, good. So she does have a holding animation for it, which looks like it's more or less going to be the same time and everything. So that's just great. Let's see. Copy the explode and projectile. Get rid of that. Paste it. Now we're going to use the downward going arrow, which is 505. So 505, 505, 505. This will be 505. And then change this one. This will be 206. This is 201, and this is 225. This is downward, so it's going to be 14, 14. So it's going to go forward and down. Okay, good and good. Okay, let's see how this looks. So once you actually perfect one code you want to use for multiple times, you can just copy and paste it each time, and it'll save you so much work. Yeah, this looks like it'll totally work. Alright, so let's give her like no physics and a vel set of 0, 0 in her state def. Now she has no physics, so she will not fall down. I need to make her fall down on my own. So what I like to do is apply gravity code. And gravity is only active for the trigger that it's given. So if you use animation element equals 1, it's only active for animation element 1 and nothing after. So what we need to do is look at her animation, air attack, and see when she shoots off. So 18 seconds, 19 seconds she shoots off. So from time greater than 19 ticks, she's gonna shoot off and gravity will take place and send her back to Earth. Also, when she fires, she'll have a little trajectory on her body, so she'll fly upwards a tiny little bit, not much. Animation element equals 4 because 4 is the projectile when it's spawned. She'll move back by 3 and up by 3. This is minor considering gravity is taking effect. At least I hope it's minor. Ah, my phone. Okay, so that's that. Positioning we'll fix in a second. Once we do this for X, we can do it for Y because X and Y are going to be the same attack. Z requires a bit more work, and I think I'll put a helper in Z. Okay, see that? Gravity's in effect, and because she has no physics, she'll fall into the ground, which is bad. So falling into the ground is not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another state for her to land in. This is going to be like a universal state in a sense. So we're just going to use that. Okay, so we'll just take any one of these. Command Z is the closest thing. I'm just going to stick it here. And name it landing. It's going to be, I'm going to make this state number 250. Okay, physics will be standing. Move type will be idle, and a type will be standing. Alternatively, I can just get rid of the move type. She will not lose juggle points. She will not gain power. She does not have control. Animation is going to be 47. 47. Sprite party I'll ignore. All this I'll ignore. She's gonna change state back to stand animation when the time runs out, which is once the 3 ticks here run out. And very important to put here is pause add. No, sorry, not pause add, pause set. A pause set is basically position set. And if your trigger is 1, that means infinitely, indefinitely, always gonna happen no matter what. So, as soon as she hits the ground, she's gonna go to this state, and this state's gonna tell her to stay on the ground level, and then change to the stand animation when she's finished with the jump landing animation. Also, for air attacks like this, you do not need a change state. This causes errors. Well, you do need a change state for what you're doing with no physics, but if you have air as your physics, you don't need change state at all. So we're going to change this to position y greater than 0. 0 is the floor level. Up is negative values and down is positive values. So if the player falls below the 0 level, which is the bottom part of the stage, then this is going to be activated. And vel y is greater than 0. So if the velocity is also greater than 0, which it will be because she's going down, then it's going to change to this state. So both work as a failsafe to keep the player from going below the floor. So that's going to work on both of these. Now let's take a quick test, see how this works out. I think I'll name this list as part of the video Projectiles. The first one is basics, and this is all projectile stuff here. So let's see, X. Good. See how she shoots the arrow, falls down, lands, like nothing's happening. I do know she kind of goes into the floor for a quick second, but it's not noticeable, at least not in the video. You know what I did wrong? Right here. Let's make it greater than 10. No, yeah, 10. So this way, instead of the regular floor level, it'll be a little bit above the floor level. So once she gets a little bit above the floor level, she's gonna change to that land state. So I think it looks right. No, she's still going down. I don't know why. Yeah. Let me see this. Yeah. You know what I think I'm missing? Right here. Oh, shoot. Why does it say that? Landing. I forgot to add this code. Vel set equals 0, 0. This way, I set her position to 0, but I didn't set her velocity to 0. So, she kept the velocity. And that's what's keeping her from going at the bottom of the screen like that, even though I try to fix it. So, let's gonna test this, see how this looks. Good. See that? She hits the ground and she stops. Now about this arrow of mine, I think if I raise it, I think if I just move it over to the left, it'll look perfect. So this would be 5. And now it's not no complicated math. I'm just guessing values to see what works. Remember, so you gotta like guess with me here. And as I said, trial and error is your best friend. Don't be afraid to use it. Look at that. Not bad for a trial and error. Shit. Alright. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a code in the projectile thing that I wanted to use. Let me see. Projectile. I'll erase all this. Stage, edge, height bound. What does height bound do? Docs files. S controls, which means what is it, special controls or something? I forget what this stands for. State control. Okay, good. Go to projectile and look up what I wanted to look up. Projectile height bound, low, high. Specifies the least and greatest y value the projectile is allowed to reach. If the projectile leaves these boundaries, it is automatically removed. Since y value decreases with increasing height of the screen, low values, blah 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 blah. Okay, stage bound. Off the edge of the stage before it's automatically removed. Automatically removed. Okay, so we'll use project height bound. I'll take this and I'll remove everything else. That's all I needed for this piece of code. It's a mess. Okay. I will try 240 and see how that works. Negative 240, what it says there. Hopefully the arrow destroys itself when it hits the floor, which is a nice little added detail. Okay, it did not. Well, you know, it kind of did actually. But why didn't it do anything? Maybe I'm missing a code here. Oh yeah, I am actually. See, projectile hit animation. This gotta be 520. Yeah, that should make it look right now. But the way I have it set here, it's gonna display two. One for the projectile hit animation and one for the spark number animation. But if I'm lucky, maybe it won't. Look at that. Yeah, see? So this is set to destroy at the bottom edge of the screen. What I need to do is set it to... This is kind of complicated here because I need to put this in the floor level, and I don't know how to do it to the floor level. Let's see, maybe there's some fancy code in here I can use or something. Control, let's control, let's see triggers. Time is 56. Oh no, almost at an hour point again. Seal, no. Floor. This is deceiving. Floor math is totally different from what you're thinking of. Front edge. Game height, no. I'm just gonna make a guess here. Z offset. Okay, that's not a code. It doesn't work. Okay. I need the Z offset the stage, but since Z offsets vary from stage to stage, it's kind of hard to do that. So I think I'm better off with you know, I'm just gonna leave this the way it is for this one, but for the arrow going down to the ground for the Z button, I'm gonna make that a helper. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so I'll erase this. Now let's take a quick check of all that I've done, and hopefully you guys learn how to do projectiles. So this one, projectile. X, X. Y, Y. Slap in the air, ice up the ass. Good. Jump in X, arrow to the ground, arrow to the ground, arrow to Kung Fu Man's shins. And arrow to Kung Fu Man's face. Ah, see? Because I added that spark, now it's doing that, so I gotta remove it. Well, let me see. Maybe if I remove the spark number, it'll be better. Yeah, I think if I remove spark number, it'll appear much better. 520, spark number, and the guard spark. Okay. 520, all of this. X, 520, all of this. Y, 520, and all of this. Good. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to code the helper for the Z button, as well as maybe a super or two, depending. I have to plan this all out in my head. I don't know when the next one's coming, but when it does, you'll know. Okay, see? It hits him. Perfect. Except for that giant random Kung Fu Man spark, which I'll erase in a second. So, boom. It's Kung Fu Man. Good. There and there. Okay. Well, I think I have to undo everything I just did because I think it works better when it has these codes. I'm gonna undo everything. I love this undo power this engine has. I don't know where I am. Okay. Okay, good. So I undo all that stuff. Now, yeah, for this, I'm just gonna put -1 for the hit animation, and I'll copy this over to all the others. So there is not gonna be a projectile hit animation. Instead, it's gonna read a hit spark from the from the SFF. I mean, sorry, from the air file. It's gonna read animation 520. So let's just test that again quickly. Okay, so looks good. Yeah. It looks funky at first, but I mean, it happens in a quick second, so you never really notice it. Okay, that's gonna do that to the ground, but don't worry about that. The arrow hits, that arrow's the same thing as the other ones, copy pasted. Good. Now let's add a little bit more combo ability here. So it's gonna be X, and I'll copy this, paste it. This is gonna be Y, and this is gonna be move contact 205. So now, say the player hits them with X, they can press Y if they hit them, or if they guard, and switch to the upwards slap, and then from the upward slap they can shoot the arrow. This is a way to make combos with chibi characters that I prefer, using change states. It works excellently for me, and maybe it might work for you, who knows. Let's take a look at it. Look at that, not a bad combo, huh? Slap, slap, arrow in the face, stomach area. Well, that was the tutorial for projectiles. I hope you guys learned something from making the projectiles. And next one's going to be a helper for the Air Command Z. She's going to fire the helper down to the ground. It's going to stop. It's going to explode and leave the ice spikes. And from there, I'll just go on to adding some supers to her. So, thank you for watching. And before you go, here's my favorite part from this Kingdom Hearts Meet Metal sound by E-Rock. I love the way that song sounds. Anyways, thanks for watching. Next one's coming soon. Stay tuned.